4 p.m. here on the East Coast. I'm Errol Barnett.
I'm Lana Zach.
We want to bring you this breaking news. New York police have arrested some pro-Palestinian protesters at Columbia University.
There have been demonstrations going on all day. They have coincided with Columbia's president testifying on Capitol Hill yesterday. Lawmakers questioned her over the school's response to anti-Semitism since the start of the Israel-Hamas war. And our Lilia Luciano is at the protest just off of campus. So, Lilia, tell us what you're seeing on campus now.
Hey, Lana, Errol. Since I got here about an hour ago, I've just been seeing a growing crowd of students. Initially, when I got here, it was big police, heavy police presence, dozens of police officers from NYPD. And I was surprised because I had only seen a handful of the protesters. But as the minutes have ticked by, I'm seeing a much bigger crowd assembling. As you mentioned, students are, of course, protesting the war in Gaza. I'm seeing signs talking about the more than 30,000 people who've been killed, many women and children. They are talking about genocide. They're talking about their concerns to human rights abuses. I talked to somebody who deals with human rights at the university, and they said, look, they are free to protest, and there are spaces in the university where they can protest. The problem is that there have been these encampments where students are not allowed to be. And so if there is civil disobedience, then the university has tried to move them. The police have become involved, and as you mentioned this morning, there were multiple arrests. Also, we're learning through a tweet that the daughter of Representative Ilhan Omar says that she was one of several students, 3 she said in her tweet, who were suspended today, this morning at around 11:30 for taking part in the encampment. Again, what I'm seeing is the chants, the peaceful protests, and the police standing by and making sure that things don't get out of hand, I guess. Earlier today, the people who were camped out right here, this is where I believe the arrests happened, there was a lot more activity, a lot more resistance and perhaps confrontation as the police were dragging the students out, the students were screaming, so things were a lot more heated than they are right now at the moment.
Well, we can certainly hear the noise. The noise behind you, Lilia. It's actually almost difficult to hear you.
Yeah, Lilia, and I guess what this is an example of is it's protests both between pro-Palestinian groups, pro-Israeli groups coming to a head while the school is under this massive magnifying glass of how they're treating what some people say is anti-Semitism, and if they're allowing too much of that. Can you help us understand the encampments that you referenced? Because I understand some folks have been camped out, signaling they're going to stay where they are for a while.
For days. They're saying they're camping out. Look, one question that I asked the expert we spoke with, which is going to be part of our CBS News story tonight, is how do you preserve the debate that is necessary on schools, on school campuses, in academic settings, inside classrooms, while not promoting hate speech, while not silencing students. And we talked about, the expert I spoke with, we talked about the discrepancies between what's happening here and what's happening, for instance, at USC. At USC in California, the valedictorian was her speech was canceled. Her commencement speech was canceled by school administrators who were citing security concerns. She says they haven't produced anything that people agree is either hateful or violent or anything of that nature. She says, in interviews, she said, I just stood up for or against resistance to what she calls genocide. And so the big debate happening in schools is, one thing is free speech, students' rights. Another thing is violating school policy or in some ways breaking the law and the consequences to that. And then where the line is drawn perhaps too far or too preventive of things escalating to the point that students can be silenced and even discriminated against based on what they believe in. So it's a big conversation that, of course, as we all know, will go on.
And it's a conversation happening on Capitol Hill, on college campuses all over the country. Lilia Luciano there on the ground with more reporting tonight on the CBS Evening News. Lilia, thank you very much.